Part 3, Their Covenants. Every circumstance works to conform us to God's purpose for our life. Anonymous. Nothing joyful, soon she will finish taking the dolphins to the corrals, feeding the sea creatures, and at last she will be able to see her beloved. Her friend is looking for her as a great marine being. It's time to play, my friend, he says. It jumps with all its might, and its transparent body like a jellyfish glows in the light of the 3 full moons. Her long hair that seems to be made of diamonds shines with such intensity that it looks like a shooting star falling into the sea. The trident granted by his father, not only represents his authority, but also the responsibility to take care of the creatures of the sea. Soon I will finish, and my beloved today I will see. Sing, the coordinated union is there, but secretly we unite before by order of the saint, without asking we just obeyed, and we were filled with his glory. From that union a new species is brewing within me, forbidden for centuries. You are a cherub and seraph of heaven and water. That was never seen. You grow inside me, smile. Move the trident on the sand of the sea, producing a bright cloud. The food is ready, my beloved, eat of divine grace. Swim to a rock in the middle of the sea, climb between hands and flippers to sit on it and look at the moons. To her surprise, the landscape had changed in less than 10 minutes. The moons were being destroyed, great pieces began to fall, soon the sea would be on fire. She had to escape, but something was happening in her. Her tail had turned into legs and she didn't understand. At last I find you, my sister. I got out a newt from the water, it embraces her crying. His body was transparent like hers. The saint told me of the union, your secret was kept. Within you grows a seraph and cherub of earth, sea, and sky, so your change. You can't go back to the water anymore. A war broke out, the protective cherub rebelled against the saint and his glory. Our father made the decision, a cruel decision, he will follow the one who rebelled. You will have to decide who to serve. Your husband is dead, he was killed by one of the marshals he rebelled against. He made his ship explode when he tried to reach you to take away the sacred scepter that he never found. Tears do not let me speak, the pain is killing me. She says. I will not follow the one who rebelled, but what can I do? Her brother extends his trident with hers, makes an island appear where he takes her. Her body now changes completely. His sweet transparency transforms into human skin, his diamond-like hair turns into a deep red color. The sea covers her nakedness, transforming the drops of water into clothes for her. My sister, this is our goodbye. But I won't leave you alone. Armored men and women surrounding her come out of the water. Raise both tridents, creating a city with plots of all kinds of food. The island will be protected from the world around it. These men and women are faithful to me and to the Holy One. They will protect you in everything. Your son must make his own decision. My ship must leave, this is goodbye. I'd like you to come with me, but you two won't survive. Now I have to escape from the fury of our father, not to bend to the one who rebelled. We will unite with the Queen Watcher of the 4 Kingdoms. She has made a pact with the saint, thus escaping, along with part of his kingdom of anger, from which he rebelled. We will await with her the call for the final battle. Even the peoples fear the decrees, but by violating them he himself gives us legal authority. You just have to wait. They hug, cry and moan. We make a pact today with you, our Creator, with your holiness and your glory. We join the pact of the Watcher Queen, but we ask you to accommodate it to our species and circumstance, also that of our descendants and people. We activate our ancient covenants and we take refuge in your wings. Little sister, I will return, my time will not be the same as yours, our bodies are different. The trident will be carried by your direct descendants and I will recognize them by it. He kisses him on the forehead and returns to the sea, moving away. With tears in his eyes, he says goodbye, knowing that he will never see him again. The soldiers remind him that they must take refuge, destruction was approaching. Raise the trident and cover the island with a large sphere, the sea lifts them up, disappearing from the sight of all living beings. Christina wakes up, it was 3 in the morning. The television was on in History Channel. He turns it off and goes back to sleep. Dream again. She was alone. She hated being without her mother. Her father took her to that woman and she didn't like her because when he didn't see them they would say ugly things to her. She had heard him tell them that she was not his daughter, that he was obligated to take care of her. That hurt, but since she always denied everything, she couldn't tell her mother. The giant monster had her bored. Every night he woke her up when he gave his orders to his relatives in that house, those who fulfilled it the next day. He did not speak to her and her mother, he only looked at them with hatred. She was still crying, cornered on a wall with her arms on her legs, trying to muffle her voice on the edge of the room. She didn't want to be heard crying, she didn't want to disturb. Her mother told her that she worked to buy her things, but she wanted her with her. She wondered if someone loved her, because she was in that place, what the word abortion meant, since when her mother was not there they always talked about it. They said it was something they should have done with her. She didn't know why but she feared that word and it hurt. Her 3-year-old body cuddled up anxiously waiting for someone to hold her. She feels a heat, it is a light, it scares her. She got out of her body and with her fingernail she opened a portal to enter it. She does not know where she got, everything is dark, she does not see her hands, she is afraid, she screams for her mother. Someone takes her, feels peace, speaks to her ear and tells her that he loves her, gave his life for her. With one eye half open and without fear, see the light that came out of her. She feels a great noise, like the earthquake movies her mother watches. Hear men screaming that he was resurrected, you don't know what that word is. The man kisses her on the head, hands her over to other beings of light, and tells them to take her in due time. She sees her body in the room, they deposit it in her, at the same time a voice comes out of the light that speaks to her like the sound of trumpets. He presents himself as the God of his parents, the God who opened the Red Sea and wants to make a pact with her. She thought, he is the God of the movie that I saw with my mother, to whom I told her if she wanted to be my friend because she rescued the innocent. She had heard of the pacts from her grandmother and aunt with the feast of the Virgin of Lo Vasquez and Lourdes. It scared him, telling him that if he forgot, he was afraid to promise something that he would not fulfill. Television images of people crawling to the statue they worshipped came to his mind, because if they did not do it, something bad would come to them. Also came to his mind the tiny shadow that listened to the prayers of his aunt and gave the information to the monster behind the statues that she knelt, or the statues mocking the people who adored them, but kept silent when they discovered that I listened and saw them. She knows that he smiles but does not see it, it is like the goblins that annoy her at night, they speak to her mind through visions and she listens to the conversations between them, without them knowing. Also the conversations of those who gave them the orders and were not in the room. When I tried to tell someone, no one believed him, so he stopped talking about it. The voice tells him that he does not need to do anything, but to be calm, to agree to breathe, that will never be forgotten. He did what the voice told him. My faithful warrior Asael, protect her, she is under my pact. Now you have weapons against the death decrees that were raised against her. Because of their ancestry they will want what they have, ignoring inherited decrees. That will give them legal authority over them, use them to your advantage. He will not say who she is, nor will he give her away to protect what he loves. Now the pacts of her ancestors are active in both kingdoms and by my name, I am that I am, and there is no other higher. She will be a hammer, a weapon of war. Through her I will break nations and destroy kingdoms. Miguel, take care of aligning her and remembering the ancestral decrees in due time. The darkness will not have its soul or its body, agreed by both kingdoms. He turns to her and says, remember, you are my daughter now through the shed blood of my son. No matter who your ancestors were, you are part of me, as I am of you. The goblins will leave if you order them in the name of my son Jesus. She thought, yes, Jesus. I told him to come into my heart to be my friend. Like the story my mom told me last night when she was a child to make me sleep. The voice goes, along with the light and her winged friends, Her other friend smiles in the corner. It does not approach when they are, neither the goblins or the giant. That night the goblins with big heads came again. His spirit, or the other me, as he called it, did not run away. I confront them in order to leave. They did so. Christina continues to remember in her dreams, her recurring dreams as a child, over and over again every night. In this one she woke up tied up in a frozen metal bed. She tries to get away. She speaks in a language she does not know. She is afraid. A voice from outside calms her by telling her that there are many like her from different planets trapped. They cannot get out. She cannot do anything. She screams, with a song that burns all kinds of machines in the place. Feel the strings on your wrists and feet cut. They hug her. She is their winged friend. She places it in a basket that she carries around her chest, closes her eyes and sleeps peacefully. Her friends spoke. They were warned. They broke the pact and decree. Their planet will be destroyed. There is no compassion. It is within the decree. Its prisoners are free to go to their planets. They have no legal right over them. It was granted at the request of her and her ancestors. A young man enters the room. His face is covered by the shadows produced by the flickering cuts of light in the place. Thank you. I was coming for the woman, but I see that he is with you. Look tenderly at the basket on the angel's chest. She is just a girl in her physical body. Now I understand. She is in her astral body. I am the prince of my people. I thank on behalf of my people and the species that we were prisoners. If you don't catch her, you would have no legal right to rescue us by the decision of our ancestors. Soon I will be king. Now I understand that I have the legal right to make my own decision. My destiny is not written, I write it. With my reign my people will worship the Creator, which the archaic kings rejected. I return to the old road or path. With this I join the pact of the Watcher Queen. Goodbye little hope, you will always be welcome to my kingdom. When you need me just creak, you have DNA and essence of my people, ancient kings run in your veins. She bows, turns, and creaks with all her might. Its creak clears its way. The girl wakes up, opens her basket to see the tail of her friend that gave her peace in the other cage move away. It was a lion. It was true, a walking lion goes back to sleep sucking on her finger like a pacifier. Christina turned off the alarm clock. It was another day. You had to earn your daily bread. She was meditating on the big-headed goblins. Something she dreamed that night reminded her. The gray alien movies looked a lot like them, she thinks. Gold. Father, you were always with me always. Your pacts are eternal and you are faithful to them. I really love you. In your name there is authority. Nothing moves without your consent. Everything happens to cause us to your purpose and will. Scripture tells us that you gave us delegated authority in the name of your beloved Son. I thank you for this, since I have been able to verify it over the years of my life. I have seen demons come out of people by working on exorcisms together with my mother. Also how you have moved in a supernatural way, making a gas balloon last for 6 months by not having money to buy another. In your name there is power and authority over everything created. You are faithful to your pacts. No matter our ancestry, you renew us, change our DNA, and you are faithful, always faithful. Thank you, in the beautiful name of your beloved Son Jesus, Amen.